नमस्कार दोस्तों और जय हिंद। आप सभी को स्वागत है इन माय चैनल 1971 वॉर बुक सीरीज। तो दोस्तों, in this last part of our podcast video with Wing Commander Pradip Bhaduri, we will be knowing about his experiences, including knowing about his contributions in the design team of the LCA 2000, the Tejas aircraft, and also talking to his son Colonel Rajendra Bhaduri as well, who was not only an armored corps officer but also had been an aviator himself. So let's welcome Wing Commander Pradip Bhaduri to our program today.
In 72, I did a course in the Air Force. You keep on doing courses, training courses. The squadron sent me to do a training course at Jodhpur in the art and craft of intelligence and security.
Acha.
Okay.
Air Force intelligence, I would say.
Intelligence and security. Okay. There are the course there. There is an intelligence and security college. And there used to be at Jodhpur. Now I don't know where it is. So I did that course. End of the war, when everything settled down, we came back to the squadron. Then they sent me to do this course. And my fate took over. How? I stood first in the course. So I stood first in the course. And I did so well that the CEO of the college went to air headquarters at Delhi and got my posting to the same college as an instructor.
So you're squadron leader by now, sir.
I was a squadron leader now.
Acha, acha.
So they posted me to the same school as an instructor. Immediately at the end of the course. I did so well there. So I spent 3 years in that institute as an instructor of intelligence and security. So that was at Jodhpur, and then I went to Hyderabad to command an air NCC squadron.
Acha, acha.
Okay, but again I enjoyed that job so much that I also took special training as an instructor of gliding.
Gliding. Acha, acha.
You know what is gliding? There is no engines.
You just steer
glider?
the glider, to be honest.
A glider has no engines. It is launched into the air by 2-3 different methods, and then it starts flying on its own, and then it comes and lands. That is gliding. Okay. For launching, it requires help, but after that, it is on its own. So I became an instructor of gliding, and I trained my squadrons, all the cadets on gliding, and these boys went to Abhi RCC हुआ ना Republic Day camp, Delhi में. You are aware?
Yeah.
During the Republic Day parade, the NCC contingent expert, they hold a camp there, All India camp at Delhi on the occasion of Republic Day, and all kinds of competitions are held, like gliding competition, like aero modeling competition, then the best cadets competition, and then overall the best air NCC squadron competition.
Acha.
I had taken so much of pains to train all my cadets that they brought the gliding trophy, they brought the air modeling trophy. One of my cadets became the best cadet of the RDC camp, and the squadron became the best squadron in the Indian NCC Air Wing.
Okay.
And then a huge, that is called a Vayu Sainik trophy. Okay.
Vayu Sainik trophy.
Vayu Sainik trophy. My squadron brought the Vayu Sainik trophy. My squadron brought the aero modeling trophy. My squadron brought the gliding trophy. My squadron brought the best cadet trophy. And the air commodore was so happy that he recommended me for VSM.
VSM as a squadron leader.
as a squadron leader. Anyway, so that was this. But then came the other twist in my life.
Mm-hmm.
A very interesting story. I qualified to do the Defense Services Staff Course at Wellington
Acha, acha. A squadron leader itself, sir.
as squadron leader.
Acha.
It is a very prestigious course. All the people who will become future air marshals and air chief marshals would have to undergo this course. Otherwise, they are not considered for
Mm-hmm.
such promotion. This is such an important course, which I did 1 year residential course, staying at Wellington at the Air Force expenses and enjoying every other facilities. And what a great time I had there. Okay, so that was end of the course. I was posted to Allahabad
Acha.
as the Command Flight Safety and Inspecting Officer of the Central Air Command.
With a promotion, sir.
With my promotion, yes, that's right.
Acha.
With my promotion, that is when I became Wing Commander.
Acha.
So I did that, and then well, Air Force is being Air Force. क्या क्या होता है? Really, it's very interesting to study and know. I was smoothly progressing in one direction in my career. Then suddenly there was a change and break. They sent me to do radars.
Radars, okay. Mm-hmm.
Radar. They sent me to do a radar controllers course.
Okay.
Like the fighter aircraft which fly, and when they fight with the enemy aircraft, unless the radars guide them, they cannot locate the enemy aircraft.
Right, right.
In today's environment, the fighter aircraft on their own cannot do anything. The radars have to guide them. So the radar controller is a very important person in all Air Force fightings. All fighter aircraft operations, the radar controller is a vital man. So for whatever reason the Air Force had, they sent me to do the course. I took first in the course again. In the radar controller course, I stood first. And then I was posted as the Chief Operations Officer of a radar station in Central Air Command, Eastern Air Command.
Acha.
Radar station का Chief Operations Officer. Okay, as a Wing Commander. From there, they sent me to do the Technical Staff Course.
Technical staff course, acha.
Like the staff course at Wellington, Defense Services Staff Course at Wellington, the training is given to all officers who would in future attain higher ranks and hold command. Technical Staff Course is meant for engineers only, which engineers will be promoted. The maximum rank in the Air Force is Air Marshal for a technical officer. Okay. He's called the EIC, Engineer in Chief. So, for higher ranks of technical officer, they have to do this course compulsory. Otherwise, they will not be considered. But it is meant for technical branch officers who are Bs and MEs.
Okay.
But I don't know how they selected me. I still don't know. But I have my physics honors graduation qualification. Probably that must have prompted them or whatever. They sent me to do this course. This is held at a place called Girinagar, which is adjacent to the NDA at Kharagpasla.
Acha.
Kharagpasla एक lake है. On one side of the lake is NDA and the other side of the lake is this Institute of Armament Technology, which is the Technical Staff College. Okay. I did the course as a pilot. A pilot doing the Technical Engineering Officer's course for higher appointments. And at the end of the course, they give the MTech degree from Pune University.
Acha.
This institute is the alma mater for all research onto aviation platforms,
Acha, acha.
including rockets. Uh, so, and again, I will surprise you, I stood first in the course. Being a pilot, I stood first in the engineers tech course. And it is here, watching my performance, the college awarded me the topic of the design of the LCA 2000 to me.
LCA 2000. Acha.
Those days the LCA, it was in 84, 85. So Tejas का planning तभी चल रहा था. And gave me this topic as my thesis topic, design of LCA. And I did that, and I am very happy to think about it and to tell you that the engine which I proposed for my prototype is the same engine with which Tejas is flying today. After evaluating all the engines available all over the world, I had proposed that General Electric GE F404 engine is suitable for this aircraft. And today Tejas is flying with GE 144. This is something which is so satisfying that I have done something to this country. That the engine which I had designed for my prototype has been accepted by the actual designers, and today the aircraft is flying with the same engine, GF 404 engine. The Tejas today, all these Tejas which are flying, they are on GF 404, and the future generation Tejas which they are planning to fly Tejas Mark II, that is also going to have GF 404 in a modified advanced model. So that was my very satisfying achievement in life. So ये सब हुआ. Then I said, देखो, I have flown 3,000, 10,000 hours, 5,000 in packet and
10,000 flight hours, right, sir?
yes, 10,000 hours, 5,000 hours in packets and 5,000 hours in N32.
Okay.
N32 maybe I flew from Jorhat. I was posted to Jorhat as the flight commander of 43 Squadron. So I flew extensively day in and day out. Flying was my love. And in one tenure itself, I flew 3,000 hours in N32. And then I said to myself that I have flown 10,000 hours of operational flying in the Air Force. I have fought 3 wars, 65, 71, and I also spearheaded the operation of IPKF in 1987.
Acha.
IPKF का पता है?
Indian
Peacekeeping
Force.
Indian Peacekeeping Force at Sri Lanka. We were
against the LTT.
against the LTT. I spearheaded that operation. So I have fought 3 wars. I have flown 10,000 hours. I have almost, like I had an intelligence tenure. I had commanded a squadron. I have been flight commander of a operation squadron. What else is required? Now they will give me promotion and put me on a chair commanding something, or being the head of some department. Enough is enough. Let me go. So I decided to quit the Air Force. That is how today I am living a very comfortable, happy life in a retired veteran status.
Right. And as sir, you have, what I can say, have a family background of joining the armed forces. Though your father and they were not, but I think your son has also joined the forces. So
No, not only that, my family. It is a surprise that in a Bengali family, I was in the Air Force at one time, then at the same time my son was in the army and my son-in-law was in the navy.
Acha, acha, acha.
The Bengali family of this status, I don't think you will find anywhere else in
These days
any
it's impossible, to be honest, to find.
impossible.
Yeah.
I was in the Air Force, my son was in the army and my son-in-law was in the navy. All three of us, air, land and sea.
Acha. Can I
That
ask
that was
Colonel Rajendra Bhaduri to join us? Sir, I would like to have a small introduction of yours as well, as you have been there connecting all of us. I mean, both of us. So, a bit about yourself, sir.
No, like I always wanted to become a pilot. Now, now the choice was either join the Air Force or join the Army or the Navy.
Acha.
Navy, I did not, honestly, I did not try for Navy at all. So it was basically Air Force or Army.
Acha.
Now there is a problem. If I join the Air Force, then all my life they will keep telling me that you are Pradip Bhaduri's son. I will never build my own identity. So what is the choice? Join the army. So I joined the army. I generally did well in the course. So my first choice was Armored Corps, and I got Armored Corps.
Acha.
And then when I got my opportunity, I applied for aviation. Got selected for aviation,
Acha.
and then became a pilot myself.
Okay, so back to your father's line of work.
Yeah, line of work, but then I was wearing a different uniform, and I had my own identity. So no, see, like in the army also, generational service is highly respected.
Right, right.
My great grandfather served in this battalion, then my grandfather served in this battalion, then my father served in this battalion, now I am serving in this battalion, etc. is a story that people carry with
I've
them.
heard a lot of these stories.
Yeah, but then there is another problem also, in the sense that if your father was a good and respected fellow, then you have a good time in the battalion. If your father was Chabi Master and not so very popular, then you get screwed. So that story is also there. And then, like when I was commanding, I had these second generation fellows under me. These same fellows who used to steal chocolates from my pocket in the officers' mess
Acha.
as kids were now serving under me. So I was their uncle, and now I am their commanding officer. So that is also there. Now there were times when I also fell into that trap of judging this youngster with reference to his father, who was my boss
Okay.
or my senior, So that unconsciously I also fell a couple of times into that trap. Then I had to tell myself, no, judge this fellow as what he is and not what was my interpersonal relationship with his father. Like, I'll just give you the example of my father's shadow. When I went and joined Air Force Academy for my pilot's course, I was already in fact, I was a field major at that time.
Acha.
So when I went for my interview with the chief instructor, CI, now CI was my dad's friend. Okay, Karandikar.
Karandikar. Kaddu.
Okay, so when I entered his office, he already had my biodata with him, so he already knew who was coming in. So when I walked in, he said, "Tu major ban gaya?" So that was my interview. So okay, no, yaar, you got flying in your blood, so go. Tera kya main interview lunga, tu ja. All right. So that's even though I am an army officer, that shadow was already there on the very first day in my. Okay. After completing my basic flying, when I went to helicopter for my helicopter conversion to HTS, there the AOCNC training command had come for a visit to Hakimpet. Now Hakimpet has got helicopter training school, HTS and FTW, flying training wing, both in the Air Force Station Hakimpet. So when he wanted to meet the army pilots force, we were only 9 of us. So the moment he says, "Hey, Raju," so immediately now AOCNC of training command is calling me out of those fellows by my nickname. And then he's telling them, "Kya re, ye to mere gold mein khela tha, Naidu, Air Marshal Naidu." Achha, now, वो मेरे को when I was a small little kid, वो मेरे को गोद में लेके घूमता था officers में. He was possibly a squadron leader at that time or whatever.
Right.
Now that became a problem for me. After Naidu went away, then my chief instructor in HTS, he called me. He said, "Why didn't you tell us from before?" मैंने कहा, "Why should I tell you from before? I am not here as my father's son. I am here as myself. So why should I tell you people?" "No, before AOCNC came, you should have told us that you know AOCNC from before." That became a problem for me. For many weeks, it took for that shock that those people, had to get away, and I be treated as a helicopter, as a student pilot all over again. So that problem is there. Between me and my dad, we are possibly the only father and son duo who have landed at Thois, Leh, Fukche, flown over DBO. I have landed at DBO, he hasn't. But, we are possibly, in the history of Army Aviation and Indian Air Force, we must be the only father and son duo who has achieved this, feat.
This feat, right.
Yeah. Including in the Northeast, landing at Tawang and Mohanbari, etc. These are the few good things in life. I never opted for Army Aviation permanent cadre. I remained an Armored Corps officer because my passion was flying, but then Armored Corps is Armored Corps. It has got its own beauty, charm, and yeah. So I didn't let go of my basic identity as an Armored Corps officer, but then pursued my passion of flying.
Wonderful, sir.
So that's it. That is my life story.
So totally officer was still clear and said,
हाँ वो तो बहुत कुछ है. My father's coursemate was commanding what it was AOC of Chandigarh.
Gotcha.
I was posted at Patiala, and Chandi Mandir is the Western Command, Western Army Command. So commitments to Chandigarh, Chandi Mandir was a routine affair. After some time, Chandigarh ATC knew my call sign, and they knew कि ये AOC का whatever, they knew me as AOC's nephew.
Nephew.
So they knew my call sign. The moment I used to give them my call, I used to get a priority, or they used to screw me. But depending on mood, what was there. Like for example, once I landed at Chandigarh. Chandi Mandir helipad does not have refueling facilities, so refueling has to be done at Chandigarh. So I landed at Chandigarh, did my refueling, asked for permission to taxi. Now that year, there was a Me-26 taxi out. Alright. So he put me behind, he put my Chetak behind the Me-26. बोला इसके पीछे टैक्सी करो. Now Me-26 is 20 times larger than a Chetak helicopter. Now this Me-26 taxiing and my Chetak taxiing behind. And Me-26 is taxiing merrily with its own speed. Now I am forced to taxi behind him just because ATC. Then finally I got fed up and I told ATC, yeah, you give me permission to over taxi and take off from here only directly. I don't want to keep taxiing behind this Me-26 for till the time it keeps going. So these kind of things happen. Kargil war mein I was going to a particular helipad to evacuate casualties. When I was approaching the helipad, one JCO kept on waving like this. Now to a pilot, if someone on ground is waving like this, it means you come. So that it is clear, you keep coming. You know, they'll keep saying like this, like this, like this. When I came close, his waving got too desperate. Then I realized, nahi, kuch gadbad hai. He's telling me to go away. So immediately I turned and went into a dive in the valley. The moment I went into a dive in the valley, immediately dum 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 came, this Pakistani
Firing.
artillery on the thing. Then I said, yaar, aaj bhi din tha kuch. I was still not so far away that the shock wave was still, rattling my helicopter every time that shell was. I was still not so far away. So things are there. I was doing a casevac from Uri. There was a soldier whose leg had been blown off in a mine. Now I landed there and I could see that casualty being brought down by stretcher from the mountains, like that. Now I was very tight on time. I was, reaching sunset time and, last landing. Now I was in a dilemma. If I keep waiting for that chap to come, I am likely to violate flying orders. But if I go away, since that casualty and those boys are working very hard to get that casualty into the, and he can hear the helicopter is waiting for him, the casualty gets the hope of life. But the moment that casualty realizes that the aircraft has gone away,
Shock lagega.
his hope for life goes.
Right.
So now that dilemma I waited, casualty was loaded, I took off. Now if I go by the normal designated route via Uri Valley, Baramulla and then go towards Srinagar, I will never make it. It will be beyond sunset that I'll reach. So what is the best choice? I said make a B line. B line means cross the line of control. And from Uri go straight, hit Gulmarg, and from Gulmarg straight hit Srinagar. So I said ki bhai, this is that twilight time, everybody is in a different mood. Let me make a run through it. Before anybody could react, I had entered Pakistan, exited Pakistan. And I said since I had a critical casualty on board, air violation report also I will reply accordingly. Dekh lenge. So I somehow made it back to my base at sunset. The COD also did not say anything. No air violation came. So and that boy survived. Lost a leg but survived. So all win-win situation. Yeah.
Nice, sir. Both of your experiences. Can I see the both of you, sir, together? It's nice seeing father and son, both of you, sir. I mean, what I can say, Bengali family in the armed forces services. So, yeah, that's really a good pleasure and an honor to talk to you, sir. Both of you.
আরে আমার দাদু আর্মিতেই ছিল
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
মানে not Moni Gopal Bhaduri but my dadu.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা your grandfather.
Ma'am's father.
Ma'am's father. আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
He was in the army during the Second World War.
Burmese side. Against
No, he was like, where was he posted? We don't know.
Who was not only an armored corps officer but also had been an aviator himself. So let's welcome Wing Commander Pradip Bhaduri to our program today.